Hello viewers, welcome to another session brought to you by Carbon Chemicals. The conversation today will be looking at fertigation solutions and its cost benefit. I am Dane Parker, Market Development Agronomist for the Central Region, and with me this afternoon is Jonoy Johnson, Product Development Agronomist for the Eastern Region. Jonoy, today's program promises to be a significant one. When our viewers are through this afternoon, they should be fully equipped to understand how it is that you go about fertigation, what are some of the benefits to doing it, and of course some of the tools required. And note carefully, I hope you have your trusty pen and notebook, because information is going to be shared, and so you want to of course be on the cutting edge with us this afternoon as we share with us. We're talking about agasol, Jonoy. Break that down for our viewers. What does that mean? What should they be expecting from a bag?
Alright, so what you're looking for is to basically get a high quality fertilizer with all the micro and macronutrient constituents that you require for your crop growth. So some of the features you always get from agasol is 100% solubility, right? Efficient absorption by the plant, right? Chelated micronutrients, and that's very essential for that efficient uptake. And then you're looking for the versatility.
Indeed.
Hydroponics use, fertigation.
Yes.
If you mix in a bucket, you can use it. Wide versatility. And also, don't forget, low application rates.
Wow, wonderful.
So that's looking at better return on investments.
That's some good stuff right off the bat. When we look at fertigation altogether, we want our farmers to be on that cutting edge. And so Carbon Chemicals again has partnered with AgroFert to bring you the agasol line of fertilizers. John, I mentioned some of the qualities, but the products themselves are so strategically designed to cover all the different phenological growth stages, while at the same time balancing out those important minerals that the plant will need as it grows and develops. So for your root establishment, the ratio is 1:1, meaning you have 15, 30, 15, and it comes also with your secondary macro elements that are giving the plant that. Not just that, trace elements are added to the bag. So if you notice, John, I mentioned earlier, we talk about the free from chlorides, from the carbonates, and from sodium. This is with a view to provide high quality product so that farmers can benefit.
That's it.
As you go into a vegetative stage, John, it's a 20-20-20 with your trace element. As you enter into your fruit state, the ratio is 1:2:3. That's 9:18:36. That it comes with a 2% magnesium. Again, to built in, that is a magnesium oxide. Why would we do that? Why was that the case where this fertilizer is concerned, Jonoy?
All right, so what we did was to take the difficulty of giving you a pre-mix formulation.
Yes.
But however, with the magnesium oxide formulation, it still gives you that flexibility of adding, so for example, a calcium nitrate.
Excellent,
it wouldn't
excellent.
lead to your precipitation, right? So this is taking out that hassle in pre-mixing, and also giving you the versatility as well.
And a point to note here is that what we've seen over the period where nutrients are concerned, various sources are providing it, but the quality, Jonoy, it throws the farmer out. Your pH, your EC, all the different variables are too many to measure by the time you get to the point of your injection or for your bulk tank mix. For your fruit development, the ratio is 2:1:8, and that's your 10-5-40 with your trace element. Again, as John I would have mentioned, the flexibility of providing other elements that you can add to this blend, while at the same time, stabilizing the crop and getting that maximum return in terms of your growth and development. Let's look in a little more detail in terms of the different products themselves and how they are situated. John, take us through the 15-30-15.
All right, so the 15-30-15 is designed to build that root mass, right? You want to start with a solid foundation with most crops, right? So generally, giving that higher potassium level, still showing in your magnesium, which is essential for photosynthesis, giving you that micronutrient. So you're getting an overall good starting formulation. And some of the additional benefits, low pH. So it's not true. You have a buffer system in this formulation that will buffer the pH. So if you're doing hydroponics, if you're doing in soil, you're getting a stable pH straight throughout.
And not just that, what if your water source is not of the best quality? This buffering mechanism aids right there. So we know the water quality can vary based on field, based on the well conditions, based on the time of year. And so you're getting those benefits around. Viewers, look at this field and tell me what you notice. There's this high uniformity level. So the plants are all doing the same thing at the same time, getting the plant off to the right start. As you get into your vegetative state, your 20-20-20, excellent product to be used. Again, too, you're also looking at the fact that you're getting that uptake, which is maximum because of the quality of the nutrient source. You're also looking at the low conductivity. So when you look at the 9-18-36, I particularly have a bias. I shouldn't even say this on air, but I said it already. I love my 9-18-36, but break down for me to the viewers what this product entails and why.
This is a unique formulation. If you're doing a hydroponic system, this formulation can even be used from the start to the end of the crop, right? Generally, outfield production, you'll see this formulation being input right at the flowering into fruit set stage, right? And this, the ratio, Parker, excellent. So giving you that crop growth, giving you that nice flower set. The magnesium is also boosting that photosynthetic capacity of the plant.
Excellent stuff.
Trace elements in chelated form, you're getting a nice formulation for the plant. So you're looking for rapid growth here.
Wow. And so we did some work in the field as usual. And what you're seeing here on the treated area at 35 days after transplant are some plants with fruits almost gov size and beyond in terms of the plants are pushing. When you compare that to the traditional blends that are on the market, the plants on that side, they are pretty much struggling. The farmer, screaming out for help. When your plants do not move into that maximum growth phase, you end up in a lagger, LAG, a slow down in growth, and then you lose the potential for that crop altogether. But don't take it from me. Later on in the crop, we assess the yield, and this is what we got. The farmer went in, got some green sweet peppers off the field. And if you notice what is happening here, 5 crates compared to 1. Who doesn't want more than this?
Wait, you're telling me it's a 5-to-1 ratio between treated and control?
Excellent, sir. That is very much so. You're extrapolating the data very much correct. What you're seeing here is each of these crates are 35 pounds of peppers, and the farmer in the control could have barely find a full crate. But it's a quality that we're speaking of that gives you that long-term result. We mentioned that these products could be used in hydroponics. Here's a farmer who put it to the test. What says you, John?
Oh, lovely. All right. So what I'm seeing here is basically uniform head formation, high quality plants, right? This is a system, and this location looks to be Manchester.
Yes, it is.
So despite the temperature variance that the farmer might have experienced during the period, you're getting that high quality uptake on nutrients.
But right? I don't want you to just focus on this image. Tell us, the viewers, what you saw when you went on location. We brought you into Manchester. You saw the hydroponic setup for yourself. Talk to them.
Viewers, this is basically hydroponics at its best, right? A very cost-effective system with the lettuce we're growing uniformly. I was observing about 1.5 pounds when we were taking out the different samples through the field. I stood at one end, look at the other end. I'm seeing that uniformity, seeing that even growth, and the plants were very healthy because observe, looking for circus spore, and could barely find any circus spore.
Well, we're not going to give out any more from the bag. We have the cost-benefit analysis coming through. You're going to hear more about this particular location and others as we continue the conversation. The 10-5-40, they're improving your harvest, improving the food quality, and the overall shelf life. It's supplying maximum potassium levels, giving the crop its growing needs. Now, I'm supposing by now our viewers are asking the ultimate question. How do we mix or use this Agasol line of fertilizer? John, break it down for them for me, please.
All right, so as I said before, the Agasol line is very versatile. So you can do your bulk type mix, you can do your fertigation or your Venturi or whatever systems you have, and also you can do hydroponics. So, all right, let's break down the bulk type mixture. What we're talking about is basically mixing your nutrients in a standard stock solution. So for example, if you have a 1,000-gallon tank, a tote tank, a 50-gallon drum, you can mix the required amount of agasol in that solution and run it out directly into your plants. Right?
So whether you're using a timer or whatever it is, everything is already in that nutrient solution. All you're doing is feeding based on time or frequency, etc.
Yeah, so what rates that you want to use that is 0.75 to about 1 gram per gallon of water, and that translates to about 3 to 4 grams per gallon, right?
Well, that's a very small amount of
Very
fertilizer
small
to be
amount.
feeding plants.
Very small
Are they going to be benefiting from it?
Very effective, because once you do a test with your EC meter, you'll get a nice readout of the nutrients dissolved in that water, right? And it won't spike your EC or spike your pH.
Indeed,
and then
indeed.
if you're looking at a bigger size drum, you're looking at about 50 gallon drum, you can use about 250 to 300. So you're looking at about a quarter pound in a 50 gallon.
Yes.
And if you're taking that even greater now to 1,000 gallon, you're looking at about 6 to 8 pounds.
Wow.
And I should add here, you can basically add your calcium nitrate and your magnesium sulfate to the mix.
But I want to explain it. Never before has this ever been done in a farmers. Because the general rule is don't mix the calcium with anything else. So here we have a quality fertilizer that will eliminate such an error and provide you with the appropriate EC and provide the crop, of course, with the long-term benefit. But we're talking about how to mix with selecting that drum size, that tank, that capacity. So when you're using a small Tupperware or a 45-gallon drum or a 5-gallon bucket, you know, maybe you're doing some cracky hydroponics or something of the sort, you can simply, using that ratio, add the amount of agasol that is needed. Normally the ratio is 1 to 1 to a quarter, meaning 1 part agasol to 1 part calcium nitrate to a quarter of your magnesium sulfate, and you simply mix those separately and then add them into the final solution, and you can go ahead and feed. If you're doing it a little bit more high-tech, then perhaps you're going to be needing our Venturi system that we supply here at Carbon Chemicals. Or maybe you have one of those more expensive systems like your Mixrite or your Dosatron. Now, the formulations are mixed out in an ABC or an AB mixture, meaning tank A contains your calcium nitrate, tank B has in your other minerals, along with C being an acid line to buffer that pH out. This system is automated. But for open field farmers, they might be using the fertigation system such as this. You may not require to adjust that pH with an acid solution because of how flexible the agasol line is. So you simply mix in a concentrated mixture, and then you inject your system, be it your injector system, will then dose accordingly. So it will pick up and then work that calibration out for you. Put it this way, I'll give you a simple example. It's like you've gone to one of those soda fountains at your favorite fast food restaurant. When you approach that drink fountain, what is happening is precisely what your injectors are doing. It's diluting that fertilizer, but in this case the syrup and carbonated water, to give you your favorite beverage. That's what your injector system literally does for you on the farm. And so prior to irrigating, what we suggest is wet the field.
So this is an outfield.
So this is an outfield scenario, indeed. So run your irrigation system anywhere between 2 to 3 or 5 to 20 minutes. Allow for some amount of base saturation, and then pulling from your agasol blend, your favorite blend that you're going to be choosing after today, use 7 to 10 pounds in that mixture, but in 20 or 25 gallons of water. So what you're mixing is a concentrated product. Your Venturi is what is going to dilute it for you. And so as you dilute, you feed. You simply run the thing through the field. Go ahead, John.
And what you can do is to basically set up checkpoints throughout your field and check the EC of that solution coming out to see if it's the right EC for your crops.
And what's the benefit of doing that? Just break that down for them.
Alright, so different crops feed at different EC, and EC talking about electrical conductivity. So that's the amount of salts dissolved in that water, right? So you might have a tomato feeding at a different EC from a leaf vegetable.
Exactly.
So, right? You have to ensure that you check that before going on.
Indeed. And so what that will allow you to do is to balance out accordingly and provide for the crop the appropriate mixture. Power Geyser Ultra Agassi can be added to that mixture. What's the strategy here as we add Power Geyser and Agassi? Why would we do it?
Alright, so basically you're pushing your humic acid, you're pushing your fulvic, you're basically creating a right environment for proper uptake of the elements in the agasol line, right?
Excellent.
So creating, energizing those root system to pick up, creating a bridge between the nutrients and the roots. So you're basically facilitating faster and better uptake.
Wonderful. So this is the stock or the concentrated mix that we're looking at here and now. So the agasol line, here's the ratio, 1 to 1 to a quarter. 1 part agasol, 1 part calcium nitrate to a quarter of your magnesium sulfate. When you do your tank mixes A and B, you're simply pulling 5 gallons of each and then use that 5 gallons to fertigate or to feed the location that you have. If it's an hydroponic system, you simply pull that out, add that to your 1,000 gallon or your 650 gallons and simply allow that mixture to circulate throughout the system, and that will give you sufficient mixture for your crops. It will be balanced and you'll be amazed at the responses you're seeing with your crop. Now, the most important part of the conversation today, Janoi, that return on the investment. Everybody's spending their dollar, but they want to get to that point where they're seeing the value for money. How does one look at that? What's the benefit of using the agasol line?
All right, so some of the initial benefits that from those, before opening the bag, you're looking at 100% free from chlorides, your carbonates, your sodium, right? That will cause blockage of the root system, that will lead to poor uptake, phytotoxicity, scorching of your leaf, root tips.
Wow.
So once you don't have those, you're off to a right start.
But not
right?
only that, what I've observed is that the product is free flowing. Farmers have seen other minerals where you have to beat it out first.
True.
You know, it becomes hydroscopic, it attracts moisture. And so the packaging, Janoi, let's not pass that. The packaging is ideal, but how the product is actually brought together allows for it to be consistent as a free-flowing product.
That's true.
We've seen the other nutrients and in storerooms and in other places, and you have to consider to boil some water to melt it out. So you see the problems right here and now. Adding agassiz, of course, is improving the crop's resistance, and again, because of the marine algae and the amino acids, you're getting maximum uptake. But adding agassiz to your soil improves the microbial population, those beneficial microbes, so as to allow you to cycle those minerals that are present in your soil. Now, we've done the work, Janoi, we've done the field work. I want for you now to take the farmers through in terms of this particular corn crop and what transpired.
Well, you know, Parker, I'm all about the numbers, right? So if it don't add up, don't make sense for me.
That is right.
All right, so what we do in this scenario was to basically give you a breakout of the application of agasol. So we show the number of application that we did, work out the poundage. We realized that you're using approximately a bag of 15-30-15 to do an acre.
Yes,
right?
yes,
and a bag
yes.
of 20-20-20 to do an acre. So that was working out. We're in the production side now, you step it up, you're using 2 bags of either the 9-18-36 or the 10-5-40, right? So we did the numbers, worked out that the total cost for that production was close to 70,000. Not there, but close, right? So what we did was to track the yield for the corn crop.
Yes.
Right? Realized that we were getting 1,800 dozen. And we were very conservative at the price per dozen at this time, because it had escalated to 1,800, right? So we calculated that 1,500 and look at the return.
Yeah,
so
man, some significant returns on the investment here.
2.7 million gross, right?
Indeed.
So you realize that I stated partial profit.
Yes.
Because you'd have to take out your insecticides, your foliar nutrients, your fungicides, right?
Yeah, man. I feel like I want to plant corn tomorrow morning, Janoi.
I mean,
talk to me about this. I mean, agasol is available, so we're going to plant some corn right now.
So look at that. I just took out the 70,000 from 2.7. You're getting a whopping 2.6. And if you were to minus the insecticide, the fungicide, that
still a significant result.
Yeah.
But the competitor products themselves, I noticed that on the poundage side, it is significantly higher. As a matter of fact, it is twice the amount, 100% increase in terms of the volume of products being used. How do you account for this? Why is this so?
All right, what was happening? This was based on previous experience. The farmers were not getting the response based from the low volumes, so they had decided to up the rate.
Oh, wow.
So I said, all right, let us compare the up the rate with our standard rate, and realize that the poundage was much greater, right? the cost was greater
Indeed.
as well. But what happened, which was very significant, is the amount of dozen they received. You see that?
And the quality of the cobs themselves.
Quality.
So if you notice, while there's 1,000 dozen there and some, it's a grade C or a grade B corn you're getting here and now.
Well,
so
if in this case, it was 1,100 grade A, but that should show you that most of them, well, a good portion was either grade B or grade C.
Wow.
Even from that grade A, we were just observing size. We didn't went further to say storage ability and eating quality.
Oh wow,
right?
yes.
You're looking at a great difference right there.
Yeah, man. So this is some major work being done in Caribbean Chemicals. Of course, we are not just into the talk, but we are proving the conversation with information out there. This is the screen house I showed you earlier from the farmer. This is the Agasol 1936 10540 being used with a standard NPK mix, same amount of fertilizer, but look at the difference in terms of the return from the farmer. We're talking about that initial. This is colored bell peppers, by the way, hence the price is at $350. So the unit is red. The other area was also a red pepper. But if you look at 8 weeks harvest, you're talking about some 1,400 pounds of peppers compared to some 600 and pounds.
So Parker, you're telling me that based on the quick calculation, this is a 110% difference between
There you go. Because of what? Simple quality. At Caribbean Chemicals, that's what we are known for. We're not going to bring something to market without having to prove efficacy. Otherwise, it's not coming anywhere. It's going to stay around the back.
I personally care.
So this is again another situation here. I said to you, we would have spoken more and further in terms of hydroponic lettuce. Here it is now, new, improved, expanded. Now we're talking about the application. This is one bag of Agasol 1836, not two, one bag.
And wait, how much stations you're treating here? What the size?
So all right, so sorry. So let me go again. This is actually 2 bags of Agasol. But here is the situation now. We're talking about planting 12 to 1,500 plants per week. And this is over a 5-week period. So we've observed that Agasol is bringing home the crop 1 week earlier. That's the first observation.
That's good.
We are able to cut at least at 4.5 weeks. In the previous dispensation, we are cut 6 weeks because we're not getting the quality. We're not getting the size. I have been conservative to say we're getting a 1,500 plants, 1.5 pounds per head. We had bigger plants, we're just working with the numbers as it is simple.
I know this is really remarkable, Parker, because a lot of nutrients can say they work good in outfield because the soil is buffering other products.
Exactly.
Right? But when you put your nutrients in a hydroponic system will determine the quality.
There you go.
How effective your nutrient is.
We would have been able to cycle out of this 2 bag of nutrient actually 6 cycles of crop, meaning that we're planting every week for 6 weeks.
Wow.
So by the time we're at week 4, we're harvesting station number 1. By the time when we're at week 6, we're harvesting station 2, and so on. So when we've completed that cycle, we're talking about a margin where the farmer was not even expecting at this point in time. Now we went in marginal in terms of the low numbers, in terms of just saying, all right, let's use lettuce at an average price. And this is romaine lettuce, by the way, farmers using it at an average or a low price to give you that return on the investment. And here you're seeing that partial profit, notwithstanding fungicides and insecticides and so on.
Yeah.
So those would have been removed, provided that. But again, because the plants are growing so healthy, you hardly have any need for any fungicides and insecticides. Now the conversation on field work continues, because here's what we've been talking about: the return on the investment. All of what we would have said earlier, January, coming back to this slide, it is now validated.
I know what I want to add before I go. I am so impressed with the analysis on the bag of Agasol, right? I'm seeing out there where competitors are just selling fertilizers with names.
It's just some name or some basic numbers.
No, and I feel disrespected when I don't see analysis on a bag. So That's great. So showing the quality, we are backed by the quality and standards.
Indeed, and so we stand with the information at hand, ready to demonstrate and to showcase the fact that we indeed at Caribbean Chemicals, are of a higher quality standard. We talk about the nutrient availability, we're talking about the return on the investment, and again, the unique nature of these fertilizers to give the farmer that added response to get growth and development. I'm suspecting at this time, Janai, that our farmers have a series of questions to ask. The lines are open. Feel free to drop us a WhatsApp, a text message, or whatever it is about whatever we've heard this afternoon.
We should have questions, because we had fulfilled our promise to deliver this live. So we should have questions, farmers. You requested this live, send those questions on.
Indeed. And so while we await those responses and questions, we have some upcoming events. On Tuesday the 7th, we'll be having a weed and pest management training session. This is going to be in Moko District in Clarendon, and yours truly will present and share with our farmers on the 7th. Same Tuesday, we'll be having an Irish potato production, and this is going to be in Pinnock Sharpton in Westmoreland, starting at 10, and Durana Franton would be your presenter there. Also on Tuesday, we'll be having another session in New Pen, St. Mary, and Rowan Lewis will be speaking on Irish potato production. In that very week, the 9th, we'll be having a nutrition training session in Citrus. So your lime, your oranges, we'll be having, of course, a direct conversation about that. That's going to be in Ballers River, starting at 3 p.m. on the 9th. We'll be at Minard Livestock and Beef Show. Hey, guys, come on out to Minard. You'll see us there, showcasing the different products and services that we offer. And on Friday, the 10th, this is the third staging, farmers, of our Agri-Tech Forum. You'll get more information. This is hands-on. All the best practices will be on site. Everybody will have a chance, of course, to share their concerns and to ask their questions. The entire team will be there.
Yeah.
So feel free, stop on by. And if you're out of Paris, no worries. Drive, come to St. Thomas. We'll facilitate you, man. And of course, engage in conversation. We'll be there from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. So, at this time, I'm hoping that we haven't overwhelmed you with all of these facts and information. I know that our farmers are burning, with some questions here and now. But, we too have a question that we would want to share this afternoon with our viewers.
There's a question from Nigel.
Yes, indeed. Go ahead, Nigel.
Lime is recommended for cabbage in open field production. And a follow-up question. How much 9/18/36 and 10/5/40 per acre for bell pepper?
Okay, all right, so two questions. So it's cabbage, open field. We normally cabbage is anywhere between 12 weeks. So we start off with our 15-30-15, and then we can, of course, push our 9/18/36 or 10/5/40. That should bring you throughout an excellent growth phase to get those tight heads, those firmer, and bring to market that excellent quality. So you start off anywhere between weeks 1 to 4, or you could even go into 5, your 15-30-15, and then you transition into your 9/18/36 or your 10/5/40. That should give you sufficient applications to carry through to production. Now for your bell peppers, this is a longer term crop, so bear in mind now that you would go through an entire growth phase.
So based on the size and
and your operation. So you mentioned an acre, so Nigel, you never said whether you're using a bulk tank or you're using a venturi. That would be concerned because that of course will give rise to, but again to 15-30-15 along with your 10-5-40. So similar to what you're seeing here for your corn, you start off with your 15-30-15, then move into your 20-20-20, and then your 9-18-36. What you could do for us, Georgia, is to have Nigel. Oh, you're using a venturi. All right, so perfect. So what we can do for you, Nigel, is to break that out and just respond to you via WhatsApp or text message, or share with you a schedule that you can use for your crop itself. I hope that provides Nigel with the answer that he seeks.
I'm going to ask Nigel to just share an email.
Sure, no problem. So you can send your email, Nigel, and then we can, of course, provide you with a schedule that you can utilize right throughout your crop. And perhaps one of our agronomists is nearby you. We can always provide direct consultation with Nigel as he continues to grow his bell peppers. Any other questions on our Instagram or Facebook or YouTube live presentation this afternoon? All right, so while we are looking at that, I want to ask a question for our viewers. Why or what is the benefit of, or identify two benefits of using your Agrosol blends of fertilizer? So that's my question for our viewing. Pretty easy question. What are the benefits? Identify two benefits of using your Agrosol line of fertilizer. Of course, you'll win for yourself an excellent prize courtesy of Caribbean Chemicals and Agencies Limited. And of course, feel free to reach out to us on our WhatsApp line, that's 876-401-4766, or via our Instagram or YouTube page. And of course, our website is more than up and running, so you can feel free to download our crop care guides. You can utilize the resource that is available to you. And again, we have trained and excellent technical staff that is very much prepared to meet your growing needs and to visit and provide direct on-site consultations.
So there's an answer from Nigel.
Okay, Nigel, answer the question. Excellent.
High quality, free of chlorine and contamination.
Okay. All right, Nigel. John, what do you say about that response?
Well, for participating.
Yes, man. Excellent.
Yeah.
So free from chlorides, free from all the different impurities, the different added salts that would contaminate or cause the reactions, to the fertilizers to precipitate, and to come out of solution. So again, we want to thank you for your patronage. We continue to ask that you be safe on our roads, and of course join us this Wednesday as we continue the conversation on air, as we continue to share with you information, relevant facts about agriculture at large. Thanks for stopping by.